Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we have an exciting first impressions and review video, and I decided to pick up a couple of things from Fenty Beauty, so I'm going to be trying these out for the first time today and giving you my thoughts and all that jazz. Let me know if you've tried any of this collection down in the comments below, because I want to see what you guys think about it as well. So I really hope you enjoy it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you do. Don't forget to subscribe as well, and let's get started. So if you don't know by now, but I'm pretty sure you do, Fenty Beauty is the new makeup line by Rihanna, and I don't know where I've been living, possibly under a rock or something, but I didn't even know that this was happening. I sort of knew, but I didn't know it was happening right now, if you get what I mean. Of course, the whole world has gone crazy about Fenty Beauty, and all the feedback that I've seen has actually been really positive, which is amazing. I am definitely one of those people that is drawn into the hype of something, so when I decided to pick up a few things from there, I only wanted to pick products that genuinely caught my eye and I really wanted to try. I didn't want to just buy things for the sake of buying them. So the two products that really stood out to me was the primer and the foundation. There is a really nice range of products. There's lots of highlighters and contour products and things like that. But to be honest, I've got so many highlighters and I don't really do contouring that often. So for me, these are the two products that really caught my eye the most. Even though I didn't know it was happening, the whole thing that I did really like about the launch is that it launched everywhere in the world at the same time, so everybody could get their hands on it at the same time, which I thought was amazing. I ordered mine from Harvey Nichols because I live in the UK. I think that's the only place at the moment which is selling Fenty Beauty, so I ordered it the next day delivery and it came today. So yeah, I'm really excited to try it out. So of course I'm going to start with the primer first. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer, and to be honest, I don't really wear primers that often, mainly because I haven't found one that works that great for my skin. Sometimes you can't tell whether they're doing anything at all. So I'm excited to use this because this is supposed to be like a filter for your skin, which sounds really exciting. The outer packaging as well I think is so cool. I really like it. The actual bottle as well is really nice. I love the packaging so much. I love this frosted like glass bottle, and then it's got a pump as well, which is also very handy. So I'm quickly going to read just what it says on the website, a little bit of it, because this is what really made it catch my eye. It says, this oil-free primer smooths away the look of pores, visibly evens skin tone and texture, and instantly absorbs shine without feeling dry or chalky. That means smoother foundation application and longer makeup wear. So having dry skin, I don't really suffer with shininess that much, but I did really like the fact that it says it smooths out the look of pores. It also says that it visibly evens out the skin tone as well, which I definitely do need. So let's try this on. Does it say how much to use? I can't see where it says how much to use, but I think one pump would probably do it. And it's like a real pale pink. Doesn't really smell of anything. It feels like I'm applying a moisturiser rather than a primer. My skin always goes so red when I rub anything on it. Okay, that actually feels really nice. I thought it was going to make my skin feel quite tight because it does say that it is more of a mattifying primer, but if you can see just around there, it is giving a glow to my skin, so it's not completely matte. And just around here as well, and on my forehead actually. So yeah, it is giving a really nice glow, which is strange because it says that it's mattifying. The other thing that I was thinking as well is if it does do what it says on the bottle, then I was thinking this would be nice for no makeup days as well, where I can just chuck this on in the morning. And it is definitely giving my skin good vibes. First impressions of the primer, I absolutely love the look that it's given to my skin. I like the fact that it feels more of like a skincare product than just a primer. This also retails for £24, which I'm not sure whether it's good or bad for a primer because I don't buy them very often. But because the fact that it is more of like a skincare product than it is just a primer, I don't think £24 is that bad. Okay, so moving on to the foundation, I absolutely love the packaging and the whole theme. And a little bit online, it says, the oil-free formula is made with climate adaptive technology that's humidity resistant, sweat-proof and won't clog pores. So wherever you are, it's going to work on your skin. And then it says, best of all, this long-wearing, light as air texture is undetectable on the skin, so you always look like you. So what sort of drew me to this is that it is a medium to full coverage, so I'm guessing it's going to be buildable, but it's not going to be noticeable or cakey, if you get what I mean, which is definitely what I look for in a foundation, because I definitely like my medium coverage days and I like my full coverage glam as well. So I'm hoping that this sort of works for everything for me. So there are 40 shades in this foundation, which is absolutely amazing. For me, purchasing online, there were so many different shades to choose from. It was really hard to pick. I just went onto YouTube and Google and just Googled a few people that had already got it and made reviews on it. And I just picked out a few people which I thought were maybe similar skin tone to me and just went from there. If you can get in store and get properly colour matched, obviously I definitely recommend it, but I don't live anywhere near Harvey Nichols, so I had to buy it online. So I'm hoping that I got the right shade or a similar shade to me. I got the shade 210 and it also says shake well, so let's give it a good shake. And I'm not sure how many pumps to use. In a normal foundation, I'm usually like 2 pumps, so I might start with that. So this is what it looks like. It actually looks quite watery. The colour actually isn't looking that bad. One thing that I would note is that I have seen a lot of people saying that it does oxidise. So that means once it's set, it does look darker than it looks freshly pumped out on your hand. So that is one thing to take into account as well. We'll see today if that happens. So I'm going to do one half with my beauty sponge and the other half with a brush just to see if there's any difference in coverage between the two. I have got a clean sponge and I have got a clean brush as well today, which is good for me. So I'm just going to dot it over this area of my face. I have also heard that it dries quickly as well. Colour match isn't that bad. I could possibly go a little bit more tan because I did fake tan last night, but it's actually a nice colour and I can actually already see this area when it's setting, it is going darker, so I think it might turn out to actually be a really good match. Even though I am quite fair, my undertone is actually really yellow, so in a lot of other foundations I find it hard to find a shade which is quite fair but quite yellow at the same time. But yeah, that definitely went 1 or 2 shades darker once it's set, and yeah, it does set very quickly as well. The finish is very beautiful. I would say that gave a medium coverage. I'm going to do the other side before I try and like build it up because I want to see if it does look cakey when you start to build it up. You can still see my skin showing through. It's not a very dry matte. It does say that it is a soft matte, so I think that's why it is supposed to look like your skin and be invisible on the skin, yet giving you the coverage that you want. That has really surprised me. That looks really nice. So I did use all of the 2 pumps then with that sponge, so I'm going to do 2 pumps again and then see if I need all that with the brush, because I'm expecting not to, because my sponge will always absorb a lot of product. So again, I'm just gonna dab a few dabs on, and I've got a lot left over there on my hand. That has blended in very nice. I would say the coverage is exactly the same, but I have used a lot less product. So there's probably at least a pump, maybe more still on the back of my hand, and I have done that side. I'm just going to pick up a little bit just to do around my forehead. I think you would definitely use a lot less product using a brush. So that is 1 layer, and I would say that is a good medium coverage. It definitely is not feeling dry, and there is a little bit of that glow from the primer still showing through, which is lovely. And you can definitely still see my skin. It doesn't look too heavy. I'm going to use what's left on the back of my hand just to build this up, because I want to see if you can build it to a full coverage without it looking too cakey. So I'm going to use my sponge for this because that's how we would usually do it. So I'm just going to apply more to those areas and just see how we can build this up. I love how it blends in just so easily. It's just so effortless to apply. You definitely need to work quick with it because it does set fast. I am quite surprised as well at how much it does oxidize. On me, that foundation has gone at least 1 or 2 shades darker than when I first applied it. I mean, now it is definitely a full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey at all or too heavy, and it doesn't feel drying like some matte foundations do. I'm really happy with that shade as well, 210, because it does actually match quite well, and for me, picking a foundation online and actually getting the right shade is an absolute miracle. I mean, I have got a fake tan on, so my chest does look a little bit bronzed, especially in the camera, but in person it doesn't look that bad. And of course I'll put bronzer on and everything anyway, so it will all match. My skin, it looks so good right now. I'm going to finish off the rest of my face because I want to see how my products work with it and blend over the top. I'm going to do concealer, bronzer and a bit of highlight as well. Usually the foundations that I use are quite dewy, so I wouldn't usually set them because I have got dry skin. I'm not used to wearing a matte foundation, so I'm definitely not going to set this. I'm going to do a bit of concealer, but only under my eyes. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard. I am very happy with the shade that I've picked though. Usually when I'm picking a shade off the internet, I always get it wrong. I think that that's what's so good though with so many people making videos and showing how it wears on them, because you can always find somebody who is similar in skin tone to you and just go off what shade they're using, which is what I've done, and I've got it right. I'm just going to apply a little bit of Max Give Me Sun because I am a little bit more tan today. And without setting the foundation, my bronzer is applying amazingly over the top. It's not becoming blotchy or sticking into any places. And then I'm just going to finish with a little bit of this illuminating bronzer. This is from Milani, and I'm just going to use this as sort of my highlight as well. So I quickly just applied some colour to my lips, and my very final first impressions of the foundation is I absolutely love it. My skin looks completely flawless, completely smooth, and for £26 I think that's a really good price for this foundation. It's absolutely stunning. I also really like that I can use this as my everyday foundation and also build it up for nights out and things like that. It looks insane. Both the primer and the foundation I definitely would recommend. Off my first impressions, of course, I'm going to leave it on for a few hours and then come back later and tell you how it's worn and things like that. So I will see you in a bit. Hey guys, I am back now and I've had the foundation on for about 5 hours. I would have liked to leave it on for a little bit longer, but the British Bake Off's going on, so I need to go and sit down and watch that. The only place I've maybe become a little bit shiny throughout the day is my chin area. It has become just a little bit shiny, but other than that, the rest of my face still looks really smooth and flawless. Like that it hasn't worn off around my nose area, and I've also had my glasses on and off as well, and it hasn't come off in those areas either, which sometimes with foundation it does do that. It'll be interesting to see how the foundation works without the primer and how the primer works with different foundations as well, so I'm definitely going to swap and change and try different things out. I'm also super excited to see what she comes out with next as well. I really hope she does eyeshadows and lipsticks and bronzers and things like that, because I'd be really excited to try them. So that completes this first impressions and review of the new Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer and Pro Filter Foundation as well. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and if you've tried any of the products yet as well, I really want to know what you think. Please give it a big thumbs up as well and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!